Hi everybody, Lisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today I thought I would talk about the ReActive Tote, which I hadn't, this is my first ReActive Tote, so it's not a style I ever talked about before, and I thought people might want to get a look at this pattern, which is Itsy Ditsy Floral, which is the latest ReActive pattern, and is sort of the companion pattern to the Itsy Ditsy pattern, which people are probably aware of now, which was just released. And I have the, what is this called? This is a accordion wristlet, but I have this out here just to show the pattern. Yes, the RFID accordion wristlet. So people, I've shown this pattern before, and I'll put a link to that video, but just so people can remember, for a comparison. It's a great pattern. It's a great dense, kind of lush, full pattern. There's not a lot of open background space, negative space, which is great. And it's got, everyone knows by now, it's got the great critters in there. It's got the dragonfly. I picked this one out because I thought it had good butterflies too on the front. Of course, this style wraps around, and so whatever's right side up here is going to be upside down here. But a pattern like this is not quite so problematic. It does have this wristlet strap. I always take this off because I don't like pleather. If this were fabric, I would leave it on, but I don't like the pleather. So. But I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 butterflies on the front. So I was pleased with that. And there's a bee somewhere. Oh, yeah, down here. There's a bee. And I like that. There's more than one bee in this pattern, but I like this particular one because it's got that light yellow. The other one has a deeper yellow, and I prefer this yellow. And the back wraps around. There's some butterflies there too. I think there's ladybugs somewhere in here. And I love this. I love these deep pink, these sort of magenta flowers. They look like bleeding hearts, but they're not bleeding hearts. A bleeding heart flower has that piece in the center of the body of the flower. Then there's a piece that is hanging down beyond the petals. If people are familiar with a bleeding heart flower, so this is not quite a bleeding heart flower, but it kind of makes you think of that. Just trying to see if I have a ladybug anywhere on here. I might have gotten one. It's not so heavy with ladybugs. Oh, here's one. I was going for the butterflies more, but that's a nice one to get because it's blue, and I talked about how I do like it when they use atypical colors for things. And of course, you can see the lining here, which is that great Itsy Ditsy Creatures lining. Again, I'll put a link to my other video where I turn my tote bag inside out and show this up close. But anyway, I just show that so that people can see how it's related to Itsy Ditsy Floral ReActive fabric. And I do have all my stuff in here, which I will empty out because there's an interesting feature that I wasn't expecting on the inside. And so I do want to show that, but I do have all my stuff in here right now, so it's a little heavy. But you can see, even though it's a soft base, there's something in there that's a sort of a stiffener, but it is soft and flexible, which I'll show, and it doesn't come out. But you can see the base is staying flat, which is nice, and this is heavy. But this is a light net fabric, and I just thought I'd read for people who might be curious that it was made from recycled plastic bottles, and it takes 16 recycled plastic bottles to make 1 yard of recycled fabric. It is water repellent, and this one says, yeah, water repellent. So I did show this briefly in another video when I was showing the on the go that I had gotten in this fabric, which I do think I'm going to return because the pattern has butterflies in it, and I only got one butterfly and it was on the back, and I was very disappointed. But I decided to take another chance and order this because it was on sale, and I had a discount code too, I think. And I ordered this through the paper store because at the time it wasn't showing up on the Vera Bradley website, but it is, I think it's there now. So that was kind of unusual. It seemed like they didn't have all of their Itsy Ditsy Floral stuff, excuse me, up initially. But more stuff has popped up there now, including the On the Go, which wasn't there initially either. So I just, you know, when I first looked at this pattern, I wasn't so into it for the flowers. It was all about the butterflies. I'm so predictable. But in looking at it more, and on this bag, you get a nice big pieces of the fabric uninterrupted by zippers and not cut up. So it's really great. You really can appreciate the pattern, the overall pattern more. I really like it. I like these groupings of what look like sort of wildflower bouquets. And I like these sort of jewel tones that pop really nicely on this background, which, you know, people are, you know, going to argue with me again. I really don't want to hear it. To me, this looks black. The background looks black. This looks black. There are all different shades of black. You can hold this up to another black and it's going to look more blue because the other black looks blacker. You know, to me, this looks black. And just like the background on the Itsy Ditsy looks black to me. You can hold it up to other blacks and it's going to look different. Other black tones, it's going to look different. But it looks black to me. Now, it may not be black, but that's how it's looking to me. And I'm just telling people how it looks to me. You may get it and think it looks navy, and if that's what you want, that's great. I'm very happy for you. I really like the way the colors really look rich and this jewel tone kind of palette against this dark ground. It looks great. And I did get a whole bunch of butterflies, so I was very pleased. So there's one right up there. There's one there. One there. Really love the blue butterfly in particular. Again, I like the colors that are not so typical. And let's get the flowers up there close. Really just very, very nice. This almost looks sort of carnation-like. And I do like carnations. I think they're a very underrated, underappreciated flower. They're very hardy. They last a long time, and they come in a bunch of beautiful colors. There's another grouping here. This is the front. It does have, well, I'll get to the construction in a minute, but let me just show the back too again. Butterfly there. I think there were another blue one on the side. So I really feel like I just lucked out with this. On the bottom too, I think there's one, along with these elasticized straps, which I guess are to put a rolled up yoga mat in there, but I don't see myself ever doing that. I could see maybe rolling up a beach towel or something else and putting it through there. Okay, so straps are that sort of slippery fabric, seatbelt-like fabric, and I don't mind that on this kind of a fabrication. I think it goes very well. And they are, I will do the measurements and strap drop and everything, but I've found that they stay on my shoulder pretty good, even though they're slippery, probably because at the part where that goes on your shoulder, the strap is folded over itself and sort of tacked down, so it's a narrower piece. And I find that narrower straps stay on my shoulder a little bit better. Always got to check the dogs. So on the front, it's got the sort of a rubber label. In between the two straps, there's a zipper pocket. And it is a plastic, very toothy zipper, but it's soft and it works really well. And this pocket goes down all the way to the bottom. show the zipper there. So you can see the zipper. And that's the same kind of zipper that's on the top of the bag. Again, I don't have a problem with it. It's soft and it works really well. Very toothy. And so then this piece that's making up this pocket here is one big piece of fabric that wraps around from the back. There's a seam here and a seam here, and this piece of fabric wraps all the way around from one seam to the other. So that's a nice big piece of fabric that's not cut or interrupted by seams. So I really like that. And then on the sides, you get these two east-west pockets, which are deep, and they have this, again, another piece of elastic in there on both sides. I'm not exactly sure what the thinking was here. Maybe to secure a water bottle. I don't know how necessary it is to stick the water bottle in there. I can't figure out what else that might be for. And again, the pocket on the other side as well. It does come with a removable strap, and that's what these loops are for. And all the hardware in this is plastic. That does make me a little concerned. I mean, over time with this plastic, maybe crack if it dries out a little bit, crack. But we'll see how. I mean, that probably would take a long time for that to happen. Maybe I'll be dead by then. There's no pocket here. It's just a closed seam on the back in between the straps. So the strap drop. Let me do some measurements. I did have a tape measure here. Do the top and then the strap drop and everything. The top zipper is 18, so that's pretty wide. Strap drop, which is it's a good strap drop for me. I don't need a super short strap drop on a tote. I'm not as finicky about that as I am with other bags. It's 12 inches. That's the same as I think on the Vera tote. And then from top to bottom, it's about 14 from top to bottom. This base is about 14 inches wide. So it's getting wider from 14 at the bottom to 18-ish at the top. I think those are all the basics that are really interesting. Oh, maybe the removable strap. So this is, the removable strap comes with this little band and the matching fabric to sort of, keep the straps together there. And that's movable, slides around. And this is at its shortest. The shortest is about 22, and I'm not including the hardware. I know sometimes I include the hardware because it adds length. How long is that? I mean, the hardware adds about 2 inches, so you got two of those. So the shortest is 22 or 26 with the hardware. So I'll just show it on as a shoulder bag, and then I can put the strap on, and then I'll show the inside. I don't think I would use this as a shoulder strap. I would use it as a crossbody, though. I could see doing that. Sorry, I'm a little crooked today. Okay, so I like it. I like that it's got the width. It's sort of comparable to a Vera tote, but it feels like a little shallower this way. I'm not sure exactly how it compares in measurement off the top of my head. Maybe it's a little bit wider up top here too. But I do like that it feels like more shallow this way. I don't know if it really is, but it just feels that way. And it reads nicely. The pattern reads nicely from a distance. And I feel like on the on-the-go that I showed, the pattern didn't look as full. I don't know why. Maybe because you're not seeing it. You're seeing it cut up. And so I was more aware of the negative space on that bag. But here, I just think it looks nice and full. And like I said, the straps are comfortable. I'm not aware of them at all. And then when occasionally, if they feel a little slippery, I just, overlap them and they stay in place. But I did use this at the grocery store, and I didn't really feel like I was having a problem. And so I put the shoulder strap on at its shortest, and this is also, it's a lobster claw clasp, but it's plastic. I do feel like, again, I wonder if you at some point are going to press this down, it might snap. I don't know. But I probably won't be using this strap all that much. I could see, if you're running through an airport, I could see using this crossbody. But I don't see myself using it. This is too long for me because my arm is having trouble sort of securing it, and I feel like it is going to sort of flop around a bit, move around a bit, which if you're traveling might be a problem. Walking around, being very active. But I do like it, the idea of it as a crossbody. And it slides around easily. That buckle slides around easily. Even when it's on me. So I definitely could see doing this. Like if you're running through the airport, well, I don't know when that will ever happen again, but if you're running around, I could see doing this, and it feels comfortable. I mean, I'm aware of the weight because it is kind of loaded up, but the wider strap feels okay, and it's soft enough. So now, I can keep everything together. Now I can show the inside features and just unpack it a little bit. Show the color of the lining, which is pretty. A little less vivid than I thought it would be when I first saw it online, but it's still a very pretty teal color. So I have all of my stuff, my usual stuff in here, and it's a floppy bag, which you'll see. And so there's less structure in there, so I'm sort of relying more on the items to sort of shore each other up, pack them in there so they sort of keep each other up when they're in there, sort of crammed against each other. But I still have lots of space for other stuff in here. But I have my typical stuff. I have a Carson cell phone crossbody, which I just, use as padding. In my bags. I don't wear it as a crossbody. I have a turn lock wallet. I have hand sanitizer. That was sort of flopping around a little bit more until I put it in a pocket. Gloves, a pouch of gloves. My GPS pouch. I don't know if you can see this puppy here on her back. Feet in the air, charger cords, tissues and lip balm and stuff like that, and my various photos and ID cases, and lanyards, and masks, and store cards. Okay, so inside on one wall of the bag, there's 3. Oh, yes, just relax. That's what happens when you chew your thing. Relax. Okay. 3 slip pockets on one wall of the bag, and they are mesh. So a little, like, loosey-goosey there. And they have, like, an elasticized edge. And I did have the stuff slipped in there. And then the other side of the bag was the feature that I was not expecting, which is a large zipper pocket. Takes up the entire wall of the bag, and it's lined on both sides in clear plastic. I assume it's because they're thinking you might, maybe if you use this either at the beach or at the gym or going to an exercise class, and you might have something that's damp. I don't know how waterproof this is to put something that's sopping wet in there, but certainly if you had something maybe damp and you wanted to put in there, I assume that's what they're intending with that. And then on the outside, there are sort of these mesh, these grommets with mesh, and that there's a grommet inside, so there's air, you know, so air can circulate in there. I see my Vera's getting scattered about by puppies. So I was, you know, when the bag sort of felt crunchy on one side when I first got it, and I couldn't figure out what was going on at first, you know, before I opened it up, and that's what it was. It was this pocket. I don't know that I'll ever use it for that intent, but it's, you know, it's a nice option to have, and I don't mind that this is lined in plastic. I still used it. I put some masks in there, and you know, I would use it. I bet you my laptop could even fit in there. Even in a sleeve, I think my laptop could probably fit in there. So the color, you know, you can see this color is this nice teal. It's a little bit greener in person. My screen tends to make things look a little blue. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, like when you look at this, oh, this actually looks pretty accurate. Oh, maybe like a little bit greener in person than it's looking there. These aqua and blue tones really very pretty in this, along with the pinks and the purples, with this sort of magenta kind of color. Very nice. And so you can see, I mean, it just doesn't even stand up on its own. I mean, it's just, you know. So I had to put stuff in it to get it to keep its shape. But I could see, you know, if you were traveling somewhere and just fold the base down, you know, you just fold the base down and you can just lay it in your suitcase and you have an extra bag with you if you need it. I think that's great. It's versatile that way. So that was it. My not too long video, but the ReActive Tote in Itsy Ditsy Floral, which I'm very pleased with because I get butterflies. Yay me. Anyway, I hope people found that helpful, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.